Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm talking about TikTok for businesses. Now, this is something that is kind of a strange subject, definitely a new subject. And in recent past, if you go on YouTube and look up TikTok, you really only find like Cody Co videos that are kind of cringe reactions to the videos on TikTok, because originally TikTok started off with a lot of the very, very young people. So like the Generation Z or like the Generation Alpha, maybe like the very young people. And some of their videos were a little bit cringy, but now that it's really growing and expanding as a platform, it's really undeniable that there is definitely a lot of marketing potential there for businesses. So if you are a business and you are considering any kind of social media marketing and you're ignoring TikTok, then I think you really need to watch this video to better understand the potential for TikTok, how many users it has, and how you could be using TikTok to make more money and a more successful marketing plan. So in this video, I want to break down essentially what is TikTok, why you might want to use it, and how you should expect to use it if you decide to use TikTok in your marketing plan. Now, starting off with what is TikTok, it's actually the fastest growing app in 2019. It started 3 years ago as Musical.ly, now it's TikTok, and it now has, well, as of Q1 in 2019, it had 500 million users. So now later in 2019, I'm sure it has well above 500 million. It's really hard to get an exact number on it because it's growing so rapidly, but I believe in Q1, from my statistics, I'll link the sources down below, they gained 118 million users in Q1 of 2019. So that's what I saw, which is an unbelievable number, which is on track to become one of the biggest social media platforms out there yet. And because it's growing so fast, there's this massive deficit for creators. So people that start creating on TikTok grow so much faster than they would on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or any of these other platforms that are starting to get a little bit more saturated. So TikTok in itself has a lot of growth potential, has a large user base. Combine those two and you have a very large opportunity for marketing for businesses. And I'll get into what kind of businesses should be considering TikTok in a minute. As a quick aside, this is my first video in a quick mini series about TikTok. So I will be talking about how to set up a TikTok profile for businesses. I'll talk about how to monetize on TikTok, and I'm also going to talk about how to make TikTok ads. So 3 more videos. If you are interested in seeing those, make sure you go down and click the subscribe button and the bell icon. And then after this video, head on over to the channel to find those videos. But let's talk a little bit more about what TikTok really is. Now, TikTok is essentially, for those of you who have not used it, kind of a mix of, I would say, Instagram stories and Vine. So you kind of have the infinite scroll concept of Vine, and you don't have to really follow people. It's kind of just for use type stuff. Like there's going to be stuff that, you know, the algorithm chooses and shows you based on what you're interested in, based on what's popular right now. And that's what you're going to find in the infinite scroll. And it's a little bit like Instagram stories in that they're kind of like little 15-second clips. You can have little filters on there. They're almost all videos, obviously. I guess you could technically have 15 seconds of a photo, but nobody does that. They're all videos. And so you can either make the videos on the app itself, or you can make them in like Premiere Pro and then upload them from your phone. And I'll talk about both of those in this video as well, but it's really just kind of this mashup of different apps that we've seen before in kind of a new layout or new style, and it's definitely very addicting. Anybody that's tried this can say it's so easy to just keep scrolling, and scrolling. And unlike Twitter or Instagram, there is no spot that says you're all caught up, you're good, you're done, and then you get off the app. No, for this, you can just keep going like forever. So because of that, people spend more and more time on this app. It's really spreading among the younger people and starting to move up. And I mean, I'm saying this, I'm 23 right now, so even some of my friends are starting to use TikTok. I have it just because I'm starting to learn about it for marketing purposes, but it's definitely something that is becoming more viral as far as social media goes. Now, when you're using this app, I'll show you how to set it up, but what businesses should really be considering TikTok when you're looking at your marketing plan? So I think the first group, and probably the most obvious group, would be the influencer marketers. So people that are basically just out there to be popular, and then they're going to make money from sponsored posts or things like that, where they're advertising for like makeup, or they're advertising for a watch or something like that. So they grow a large influence, people follow them, and because they have a large network, companies will come and say, hey, if you wear our watch, we'll give you $5,000 or whatever, right? So because of that, like those people would be great for TikTok because they can grow very quickly, and really their audience is all that matters, the size of the audience. It's not so much about the click-through rate and stuff like that for them, because one drawback with TikTok right now is it's a little bit tricky to monetize. So you don't really have links all over there like you can on YouTube. You don't get paid for ads like you would on YouTube, and you don't have like the link in bio setup that you have, or the swipe up to, go to the links that you have on Instagram. So it's still a developing app in some sense, how you can monetize it. They're starting to, at least from what I've heard right now, they have a beta rolling out with the link in bio, so people can start linking out to different websites, different sponsors, different affiliate links. And once they have that, it should be better for the affiliate marketers. So TikTok right now is definitely the wild west of social media, and people don't really know what works, what doesn't work. So far, all we know that really does work is the simple kind of goofy, again, very, very simple videos of people just kind of doing dumb stuff. But we don't know, will educational videos work? Will inspiring videos work? Will marketing type stuff work? And so we suspect that it will be working very well in the future as more and more people start to move to TikTok. But right now, it's a very large young audience, and a lot of these people may have never even had Facebook. So very big divide in a lot of the older generation people with what they think social media is, and the newer generation with what they think social media is. And so because of that, I want to ask you guys right now, go down and comment and let me know what you think of TikTok. Do you think it has a massive potential and is the next big thing with social media marketing? Or do you think it's kind of just a craze, a fad that is really hard to make money on and will ultimately end up fading away? So comment that down below. I'm interested to hear that. But also another statistic I thought was interesting, talking about how younger people are using this. I believe it's 41% of users on TikTok as of earlier this year were between the ages of 16 and 23. So a massive group of youth on this audience, on this platform here. Now, the other group of people that may be interested in putting their business out there on TikTok would be anybody selling an online product or an online service for that matter, because it's pretty easy to get people excited about it and then they can go and just buy it online. And yes, there is no linking right now, no direct linking, but if you're talking about like a watch or something like that, it can be very easy to just show it and make your videos entertaining, and people eventually start looking up your watch and you can gain a little bit more traction. So it's a relatively low effort platform. The videos are each 15 seconds, but up to 60 seconds if you splice a couple together. But still, 15 to 60 seconds is a really short video, and it should be fairly easy to make with all the filters on there, all the music that they have on there, and they really make it as like almost idiot-proof as possible. So creating should be so simple and should require so little effort that all you have to do is be creative and think about something entertaining and funny in a short little skit and somehow implement your brand in there, and suddenly you have an effective ad that can go viral and people can watch it, and at the very least you gain a lot of exposure for your brand. Now, the third group would essentially be the larger companies that are just looking for exposure and maybe are not showing like a specific product. So, for example, I saw Walmart on there recently. Now, that was a paid ad, but I'm sure they have a lot of non-paid ads as well, or not just, I guess, non-paid posts really is what they would be. And so big businesses like Walmart are really starting to capitalize on the potential of this new platform. And so let's go into the app right now. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about, because there are also paid sponsorships, like paid posts you can have on there. And I'll talk about that in another video, actually how you can set up your own TikTok ads, which is obviously a very powerful way. It's such a large platform right now. You can definitely get a lot of exposure, and the ads are something that you should definitely be considering. Okay, so here we are on TikTok, and you'll see that it kind of has this very interesting layout here where instead of having like a traditional feed that we have on Instagram, this is like a full screen video, and you just swipe up and down to go to other videos, and they kind of automatically go to the next one anyway. And you'll see here also, they're not necessarily just people I follow. It's not just my friends. That's where it kind of comes a little bit more on the Vine side, where it is a lot more browsing with random things. Like I have no idea who made this video, but I'm watching it. And so it's the For You page on the top. There's also following there. If you follow people, you can go and see, like that's Nate's thing right there. He was in Manhattan in a helicopter, I guess. But so there's this kind of two different sides to the app. And for the most part, people spend a lot of time in the For You page. And like I said before, as far as statistics go, on average, people spend 55 minutes a day on this app. And I would argue most of that is almost definitely just swiping through the For You page. So going down, you'll see that you have hashtags on these. They all have music on them. They have kind of stupid little, like very, very short captions. People don't really read the captions as much. But for the most part, like, see, this girl right here is probably selling some kind of workout, right? So she's probably like, you watch that, you subscribe to her, she shows you a workout every day, and maybe you buy a fitness plan from her. So that's a great way for somebody to capitalize and start making money on here. Now, going across the bottom, so home is where this is right here, following and For You. You can go over to discover and see some different hashtags. So it is very similar to Instagram in the general infrastructure of the app. You'll see right here having different hashtags. You can go and check them out. So if we want to say like Christmas ballin' right there, you can add it to your favorites. You can also hit the little record button and add something to that hashtag. Then we go over to the little plus. Much like Instagram, this little plus is going to be just like us. We can make a video right now, making it super easy to do as well. So if we just hit the record button, it's like recording what I'm saying right now. You can add filters on it later. You can add music to it later. And it's just overall really, really easy to do. So right now it's doing that. We can add effects. And I'm not going to go through and show you guys how to actually like make this whole post right now, because you can go through here and see what effects there are. They might change. They might add new ones. So we're going to exit that. Over, we have inbox right there. Inbox will tell you, again, a lot like Instagram. You have direct messages in the top corner, and you also have the typical notifications there for who followed you, who liked your stuff, who commented. And then lastly, you get over to your page, your profile, and you'll see that I don't have a clickable link yet, which is one drawback. But overall, it looks really, really similar to Instagram in a lot of ways. So talking about the type of content people make for TikTok, it's generally not as refined as what we see on Instagram or even on YouTube, especially where YouTube's turning into like the new TV. Like people don't watch cable as much as they watch YouTube now. And then Instagram's like the perfect life. TikTok is definitely more on the Vine side when you're creating stuff of just like goofy, simple things that are really low production quality. Like people don't go out and buy a fancy DSLR to do TikTok stuff. Most times people are just using their phone for that. And so that kind of gives you this amateur aspect there where it's like a lot of lip syncing, a lot of like funny videos, just people jumping around doing stuff. And it's so simple that pretty much anybody could really get into it and start becoming like TikTok famous, right? So as you start putting stuff out there, if people like it, it grows on their algorithm, more and more people are exposed to it, and you can start getting the snowball effect as you really start to grow your influence there. So some drawbacks. Now, the first one, like I said, is you don't have links. The second one is you also don't have locations. So if you're like a local dentist, I don't know if putting your content out on TikTok is really going to help you that much. Of course, maybe you can have locations. I haven't found it yet. Maybe they're going to update that eventually and have that kind of like how Instagram has it. But at least for now, that's not something that I've been seeing. Now, another drawback is you are limited to 150 characters per post. So like you really can't put much below there in the description, but that kind of relates to it's mostly just video. People don't care about like that's the 150 characters is almost definitely going to be like at least 50% hashtags. So most of that's going to be getting exposure in different places. People don't spend a lot of time reading what the caption is for the video. Now, another thing to talk about here is if we go up to the top right, you can go to analytics because I have a business profile. And I'm actually making a separate video in the future to show you guys how to set up a TikTok business profile. So starting from nothing, how to make your profile, make a business profile, and make it as effective as possible. And I'll dive through here and show you guys what the analytics actually show you in that video. But for the most part, it looks, again, really similar to Instagram. So I think a lot of the engineers, the software guys at TikTok probably had a pretty good look at Instagram, figured out what worked, what didn't work, and they used that when making this app, which is why we see so much parallelism to the Instagram app. And of course, Instagram is a great platform. Instagram works really well. A lot of people actually make a full-time living on that. There's so much money flowing around Instagram that TikTok right here, it makes sense that because it's a new platform, looks like Instagram, getting a large user base like Instagram, it really is worth considering, this might be a good idea, a good opportunity because it's such the wild west right now. If you start on TikTok, you can grow so much faster because nobody really knows exactly how to grow on TikTok yet. Nobody knows can you have educational content? Can you have marketing content? Can you have like a lot of influencer type content, or is it mostly just like the goofy, simple videos? And so right now people are kind of, morphing it a little bit, pushing the boundaries, making kind of goofy content that can be educational, goofy content that can be a little bit more like inspiring. Like there's different content out there. Gary Vee is somebody who is trying to be a pioneer in the marketing side of it. And so I recommend maybe go check him out if you want. But overall, guys, that's what I have to say about TikTok for businesses. Do you think it's a good idea or not? Is it just a craze, or is it the next big thing for social media? Comment down below. I actually really want to hear it from you guys. This is a really interesting and very new topic, and I will be making many more videos on this in the future. So if you like this one, make sure you go down and subscribe. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.